Summer routines live or die by how easy they are. And honestly, if something takes too much effort, I'm out. That's why Groons is my go-to. It's my one daily pack of gummies covering my greens, vitamins, and minerals. Plus, it has 6 grams of prebiotic fiber, which is more than 2 cups of broccoli. No mixing powders, no giant pills, no hassle. I just rip open the pack and I'm done. They taste good and they make it easy to stay on top of my health, even when life gets busy. Save up to 52% with the code PODCAST at Groons.co. That's code PODCAST at GRUNS.co.
Hi, everybody. This is Dawn Mitchell, and welcome to Dawn of Sports. Ooh, we have a great guest this week. I'm so excited. I wanted her on for a while. We're going to talk all those Vikings legends that you all know and love, and just how awesome the Vikings as an organization is to bring them to you, even though they don't play anymore. And there is a woman behind the scenes that makes it all happen. That's coming up. Well, Tracy McDonald is the Vikings Legends Liaison. And if you were wondering, what is that? That sounds so cool. You're absolutely right. She gets to work with all of the Vikings legends that you guys grew up loving, and they're still around the team, and mostly because of the hard work of Tracy McDonald and Tom West and other people that you may not know, but they make sure that these legends feel at home. Tracy, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Dawn.
You know, when we first met years ago, I was always thinking, I don't know how you keep everybody straight, because you have to know all the current players and then the past players. It's not like, okay, I know this team and then it changes and I'm good like a teacher. Like, I'm good for the next crop coming in. You have to know everybody in the past. Was that a challenge for you at first, or is this like a labor of love as well?
You know, I'll be honest, at first it was a little tricky. You know, you knew the Purple People Eaters and you knew a few guys here and there, but so yeah, it was a big learning curve for me, but it's been great. And I'm one of those people that can truly say I love my job. So yes, it's been an awesome experience, that's for sure.
I'm sure people ask you, so what exactly do you do? Like, what's your job? When people ask you that, what do you say?
I guess I start with keeping the guys part of the family, part of the Vikings family is our number one concern. Letting them know that we're here if they need anything, keeping them engaged in the community, doing hospital visits, doing different community events, building houses and different things, because they like to still be involved with all the Vikings, all the things that are going on in the Vikings. So keeping them engaged, but then also a lot of it too, especially with the younger players, are getting them adjusted to life after football, the transition from football to their new normalcy. If they need help with school, if they want to go back to school, or if they want to get into a certain business, trying to give them the information they need to continue their journey, their new journey, actually. So, and a lot of it's like benefits and dealing with the NFL, and different things like that. So it's basically keeping them engaged and making them feel part of the Vikings family.
I think that is awesome. I was having a conversation just a couple of weeks ago about how difficult it is on any level for an athlete to all of a sudden not have a team to go to anymore. Mm-hmm. So in many respects, you're making sure that they're still part of a team, because I know I said one of the biggest adjustments for me out of college was for the first time in my life. And so now I'm an adult, I graduated college. I didn't have a team to report to. I didn't have teammates to hold me accountable or to have fun with, or a coach. And that was jarring for me. And I am not a professional athlete who takes that, makes a living at it. I'm sure that you've seen all sorts of different types of adjustments, but how amazing that you can be part of that transition, right?
It is. And it's, especially like there's such a bond in that locker room that these guys talk about at all of our events. They miss the brotherhood. They miss the locker room. So our events, helping them reconnect is just, it's a great experience. My favorite memory, if you don't mind, we did
absolutely.
when we did the reunion, the 50th reunion of the 69 team.
Yeah.
These guys came into the hotel. I remember I was sitting in the hotel and they're coming in, checking in, and they like were hugging each other like they saw each other yesterday. I mean, it was like they hadn't missed a beat, and some of these people hadn't seen each other in 50 years. It was like every year I get a little teary-eyed when they come back together because it's that locker room and that brotherhood bond. I don't think it never goes away, and it's so cool to see it from every age, even to the purple people eater guys. So it's a cool experience.
What I love when you hang out around the legends, especially so, they have stories. Many stories we can't share, right? They share in confidence, right? But the stories, and then like you kind of feel like, oh, that you're part of it, you're in there. Just to see that bond as well, that they remember details, like the littlest tiny details, and that they share that side with you. How special is that for you?
It is awesome. Like I tell people, I said I have another family. It's my Vikings family, and these guys and their spouses and significant others and kids and everything. We after different events, like when Bobby Bryant was here, I got to know his kids and his wife, and so you just build a bond with them. And then you have the sad bonds too with funerals, and I've had to help plan funerals and help do that stuff. But then again, I get to go to weddings and stuff. So it's kind of all over the place. But yeah, it really is a family. And when people say that, you're like, yeah, whatever. But it really truly is. It's amazing. Like I get Christmas cards from a lot of these guys, so it's funny.
Well, I've had the luxury, I call it, to see you in action, and just to see how the wives and the kids and the whole family are to you. Like Tracy, like you are the go-to person, right? Because you've been doing it for a while. You are part of their family in that way as well, sharing their confidences, their highs and their lows. And I know that you mentioned that one memory, but one that sticks out in my mind, and I wanted to ask you the behind the scenes when Jared Allen had the horse and he came riding out onto the field. I mean, that, first of all, kudos to the Vikings for like letting Jared be Jared, but also the behind the scenes must have been crazy. How was that?
It was when they, it was our production team and VN and all them that they come up with a lot of these ideas, and they're like, do you think he'll do this? Do you think he'll do that? So it's, but they come up with those ideas. But yeah, behind the scenes, and like he had to go, test drive the horse because, you don't know what kind of horse, You don't
want to be bucked off in the middle of 80,000 people.
Right. That would not go over well.
No.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And we still have, the horse's name was Coolio. And so we had literally a credential made up for Coolio that he wore because, can't be on the field without a credential. So we had this big, huge credential made up for him. And so it was a lot of fun. It really was. That was probably one of the more fun events that we have put on. So it's been fun.
And then when someone like Jared and others in the past actually get elected and inducted into the Hall of Fame, that's such an unbelievable feeling. I know when I'm covering an athlete and you cover them long enough and they enter the Hall of Fame, but to actually be part of the back story and their family and to see what it means to their families, like Steve Hutchinson. What's that like to be a part of?
Oh, it's amazing. Like you said, I can't remember the number. Jared's like 3 something that are in the hall, and think about that. Look at how many people have come through the NFL, and there's only not even 400 people in the Hall of Fame yet. So it's a big honor. So to be part of it is, I don't know. You can't put it into words. And my husband gets to go to some of these events, so he's just like, how cool of an experience it is, and a lot of people don't get to experience that kind of stuff. So truly I'm blessed to have the position that I do here at the Vikings, that is for sure.
When people think of the Freemasons, they often think of secret handshakes and unusual hats, and of course, the pancake breakfast. Minnesota Masonic Charities would prefer that you think about the work that they do right here in our community. Places like the Masonic Cancer Center at the University of Minnesota, or the Masonic Children's Hospital and the Masonic Home in Bloomington. They are just a few examples of the important work that the Freemasons support here in Minnesota. As part of the largest fraternal organization in the world, Masons have consistently answered the call when it comes to charitable needs. I am happy that Minnesota Masonic Charities has chosen Minnesota Bound and this podcast as a place to help spread the word. We look forward to learning so much more about their many programs here in the weeks to come.
If someone came to you as an intern and said, how do I get a job like that? What is your path like? Was it conventional? Is it not conventional? How did you become this?
It was not conventional, that's for sure. When I first started, so I'm actually going on my 19th season here at the Vikings. So my
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's been that long. But the first 9-10 years, I worked for Kevin Warren and Steve Poppin. And then I started working with events and putting on the Ring of Honor events and helping at that, at the registration desk and different things. And when I started, there was maybe 30 people that came to like the Ring of Honor event and whatever. And now our Legends Weekend is amazing. We have over 200 people every weekend. I always say it's like planning a wedding and inviting mostly men. So it's always interesting.
Welcome to my world, Tracy.
Yep, exactly. So anyway, so I started working with that and I really enjoyed that part of it. So I talked to Kevin and I was like, my heart really is into this part and working with these guys and the former players and the retired guys. And so it took a little bit, but we ended up creating a whole new position. So there really wasn't a position there when I started. And then when that happened, the NFL really started getting into telling teams that we need to reach out to the legends and help them more, especially the transition part of it and the benefits. And so it has just grown and grown in the last 10 years. It's amazing. But it's been, like you said, unconditional, that's for sure. And nobody was before me, so I've just kind of had to create our own path and stuff. And now that Tom West is in with me and works with me and stuff, that's helped because it's becoming a bigger and bigger position, not just planning Ring of Honor weekend. There's so much else going on throughout the whole year. And like people always say, oh, do you get some downtime now that the season's over? And it's like, nope, not really. We gotta start, the draft is coming and then all the events in the summer and camps. And then it's, and then you're back in the season at a training camp. So it's just constant stuff going on, I guess.
I, first of all, want to give not only you a congratulations, but the entire Vikings organization, #1 in fan experience. And even though you're with the Legends, that's still part of it. The how the whole organization is run and how the fans enjoy themselves, how you are in charge of many Legends come to every single game. So I know that they have their own lodge up there. To be part of a franchise that puts such a significance on not only what the fans experience, but also what the team puts on and how the legends feel and just how the employees feel with the report cards that come out where they get straight A's. It's the NFL is growing more and more like, hey, we can't just abandon our legends. We have to take care of them. They gave us so much in terms of, getting them benefits post playing, making sure that their health is okay. Now that concussion protocols have become more stringent, but to be part of an organization that takes all of that, all encompassing so seriously and wants to do it top notch. Kudos to you, first of all, but that must be an amazing feeling to really be proud of.
It is. I mean, this organization, I keep using the word amazing, but it is amazing. They care for their employees. Our leadership is great. Obviously the Wilfs and the whole ownership, without them, it's hard to do a lot of the things that we do. So to have them backing us 100% is great. And then we have, Coach O'Connell, who is a former player. So he's all for the alumni program and the legends and, having them come to practice or, be engaged. So that's awesome. But the whole organization, everybody works hard. Everybody, strives for these things. So to be #1 is such an honor. And I think everybody is is so happy for everyone else. You know, it's a team that puts on this whole thing. And then even the NFL has their, you know, cards and stuff that our Legends program has been ranked in the top 2 the last how many years. So it's kind of fun to get those grades. You're like, oh, you know, look at us type thing. But it is a great honor, like you said. Everybody is truly blessed and happy to be here. So it's great.
You know, you would think, or one would think, oh, of course there's a legend that's out of practice, or of course these connections are made, but no, work has to be done for that. I've covered other teams in other cities in the past where perhaps that really wasn't the case. You know, maybe once a year you would see a former player join the team to speak to them. But when you go to practice, even training camp, especially so. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Kyle Rudolph is back. Oh, okay. So-and-so is back. Oh my gosh. Randy Moss is here. Chris Carter is over there talking to Justin Jefferson, you know?
Yeah.
And then you see the bonds of the, like, Chris with Jay, you know, like we don't call him JJ anymore. Chris with Jets. It's really heartwarming to see the different decades become not only, yes, oh, I've heard of you, or maybe I haven't even heard of you, you know, where they become friends even and help each other. It's kind of cool.
It is very cool. We did an interview with a couple of the current guys, and John Randall it was kind of a little panel thing. It was John Randall and Randall McDonald, and then 2 of the current guys, and the 2 current guys walked in, they're like, oh my God. Like they were more excited than you know what I mean? So that was cool. Like they're like, oh, I know who you are, and I know who you are, and so it's cool that the young guys even know who the retired guys are, and love to see them around the building, and you know, say hi, and so it is a special bond that even though they didn't play together, they can relate to each other, and it is like, especially at training camp, you know, we bring in a lot of guys and stuff, like you said, but just to watch them interact and. You know, like when Alan Page comes out, these guys are just in awe. And so it's awesome. It really is.
I remember one player saying to me, oh my God, Alan Page is here. And I'm not only in awe of him for what he did on the field, but after, you know, being a judge, like that helps me know that when I'm done playing, I'm not done. And I was just like, wow, like just those words, when I'm done playing, I'm not done. Because a lot of players feel like, well, what do I have after that? To have someone like him be such a beacon in so many different ways, and not even stats on the field. Like, I'm getting a little choked up here because I'm like, that's just amazing, isn't it?
It is. He's actually coming to our facility today to speak to the staff. So if you're not busy, swing over, Dawn.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's even you know, we try to do stuff with the staff that interact with the legends as well. So that's another cool thing that we do. But so that'll be, he's here for like an hour, gonna talk in the players' room. So it'll be fun.
Well, I'm going to brag about you for a little bit because, you know, when you always talk about people that are in these organizations, what they have to do. First of all, you're an amazing golfer. So I know that when I had to do some of the golf tournaments, and I'm like, thank goodness it's best ball, because mine won't be most of the time. First of all, you're a shark. And second of all, you were one of the kindest, most trustworthy, and always happy person. You're perfect for the job. But when you flash that smile, and then I go, hey, how'd Tracy do out there on the links? They're like, oh, she cut it up.
No.
You know, it's fun. It's fun to see that, right? You're an athlete of your own.
Yeah, I'm, you know, getting older, but I still enjoy it. I do love playing golf. I don't know if I'm quite the level that you talk about, but yes, I do
I'm
enjoy
a hack,
it. And
so you're a great level.
It is fun because I do get to play in a few tournaments with the legends. You know, like Greg Coleman has one, and different people have them. So that's fun, and being able to get out there and play golf with John Randall or whoever. You know, it's a fun. Again, another little added perk that I have. Not gonna lie, so it is nice, but yeah, it is fun to see them, you know, and I think that's where I've established a lot of the relationships too, is hanging out with them on, like you said, on the golf course and whatever, and getting to know them and talk about their families and different things. So, yeah, it's it is quite a nice perk.
Well, Tracy, before I let you go, I want to talk with you about, you have a huge event coming up, the Gatsby Gala,
Yes.
which is coming up Saturday, March 1st, and it's in Prior Lake at the Mystic Lake Event Center. Can you tell me more about that? Like, so you even put on these huge galas for them.
Yeah, so I'm actually on the board of the NFL alumni, the Minnesota chapter. So what that is anybody who played in the NFL that lives in this area, you can be part of our chapter. So if you played for the Packers, but you live here, you're part of the Minnesota chapter. So we put on a golf tournament and a gala every year to the mission is, it's called Caring for Kids. So it's raising money for local children's charities. I'm sure you've heard of Boulder Options, YMCA, all those things. So it's fun. So we do have our gala coming up on Saturday, which is kind of fun. Like you said, we're trying something different with a Roaring 20s theme, so that will be fun. But yeah, we've been doing these events. I can't say I've been there that as many years as some of the people, but it's their 43rd year, and they've raised over $4.5 million for local Minnesota chapter kids charities. So it's awesome. It's such a fun event. We have usually between 25 and 30 legends that come and participate. Like I said, it's not just the Minnesota people. It's from any team. You know, if you played for the Packers or the Raiders or whoever, you're more than welcome. Come on, join us and stuff. So it's a fun event. And like I said, this year with the whole Roaring 20s theme, it's going to be interesting. I think it will be a fun night.
Well, Tracy, if you're not sold out, where can people buy tickets for this event? Because I think people would love to try to get there and see all these legends.
Yes, absolutely. We would love to have you come out and join us. You can go to onecause.se/NFLA.
Oh, that's awesome. And remind people how they have to dress up, though, because it is like the Roaring 20s, right? So, yeah, you got to get all dolled up.
Yep. Get out your flapper dresses, your zoot suits, and come out and join us.
Zoot suit.
Zoot suits.
That's awesome. Oh, that sounds like a blast. Well, Tracy, thank you so much for joining us for this podcast. I love the work you do. The alumni, every single one I run into, they're just so happy to be still part of the family and welcome back in. And the fact that Kevin O'Connell used to play, you could see them being with pride. Like, he's a former player. Like, he gets it. So on so many different levels, you're doing amazing work. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me, Dawn. This has been fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. We'll have you on again. If there's a big bash coming on, or we know that Jared Allen's going into the Hall of Fame, so that's just going to gear up too. So giddy up, right?
Yes, literally. I don't know how we can top that one, but.
That's right. He'll come up with something.
I'm sure they will, yes.